ثلاث.
Good evening, and welcome to the presentation of Digital Forensics Investigation. And this presentation, it will be produced for you by me, Wadia, and Momin, and Qasim. In this presentation, we will be talking about Guymager tool. We will start by introducing the tool for you by Mr. Momin.
I want to talk to Guymager tool. At the beginning, Guymager is GUI acquisition tool that can be used for creating forensic image and also performing disk cloning. هسه احنا الاكوزيشن tool هي عبارة عن شيء بيعمل لي tool بتعمل لي gathering and recovery of sensitive data during a digital forensic investigation. تمام؟ بعدين نحكي Guymager is completely open source in Kali Linux. طبعا الشخص اللي طورها اسمه جاي فونكن. And the next slide, I want to talk about explantation. The connected storage device are listed in the upper part. A new device can be connected at any time. Press the rescan button for displaying them. ممكن نوصل أجهزة جديدة في أي وقت عن طريق الضغط على كبسة اللي هي الريسكان. تمام؟ The device marked with light red color are the local hard disk. They cannot be acquired. Those preventing from acquiring the wrong disk. Local hard disk are recognized by their serial number which can be entered in the configuration file. تمام؟ اللي هون بمعنى انه اللوكال ديسك ما بتكون معروضة عشان ما نعمل اكزامينيشن لديسك غلط، لانه التول بتعمل اكزامينيشن للديسكات الخارجية فقط وليست الداخلية. The lower part show more. Okay, here this screenshot show the default acquisition dialog. Another dialog exists for cloning disk. Both can be easily to adapt to fit your requirements. You may add or remove fields. You can set their default values statistically, text and dynamically, current data size and disk. هون عندي بالسكرين شوت بيوضح لي انه كيف شكل الفورمات اللي حنعمله، ايش الفورمات اللي بنختاره، ايش الديستنيشن اللي حنحددها، وايش طريقة الهاش اللي حنشتغل عليها اور الفيريفيكيشن. وهسه زميلي وديع بكمل.
As mentioned earlier, Guymager is a Linux application. And in order to run the application, we need root privilege. So we'll be starting by opening a terminal and writing sudo Guymager. Once started, we can see the GUI as we can see in the screenshot behind. The location of the log files and configuration files are stored in etc directory and can be changed if required. After the GUI will appear, our local devices should not be listed. As mentioned earlier, so it can prevent the accusation of the local hard drives. It should not be listed, and if we needed to add an additional device, we just connect the device to the computer, but it will not appear, so we need to press rescan. Here in the screenshot, we can see a 16 gigabyte flash drive that appeared after pressing rescan. How to use the Guymager? To begin the accusation, the process of accusation, the disk itself, we need to choose the targeted disk and right-click on it. Then select Acquire Image. Now, before the actual accusation process starts, the investigator or the examiner should identify themselves and the evidence by filling the form that we can see in the screenshot. The case management information that are required is the case number, the evidence number, examiner number, examiner name, description, and any additional notes. Here we can see in the destination field, we can choose that destination that we can store the image in it. We can choose it by clicking the three dots and choosing, for example, the root directory. And the image file name is the image name but we need to write it without an extension. The information file name is the file that are associated with the image file image name or the image itself that contains the information that we entered before. Next slide, please. And here we can see the information for this accusation. And if, for example, in our case, we entered this information about an example for an investigation process. We entered the case number, evidence number, examiner description, and notes. We chose the destination as the root directory, and we chose the image file name as Guymager test USB, and the information file name, the Guymager test USB as well. But here we have an additional options. We can choose the hash calculation and the verification. In our case, we chose to calculate the MD5 algorithm and to calculate the SH1 algorithm, but we didn't choose to calculate the SHA 256 algorithm. That will leave us, and also we can choose if we want to longer the process and have a more clear information. We can choose the reread source after accusation for verification, but this will take twice as long because it's gonna go because it's gonna repeat the process twice. But here in our case, we chose to verify the image after accusation. And as with the reread, it will also take twice as long as the time it will take for a single accusation. ما في صوت يا أستاذ.
As my friend Odi mentioned before, and he took us with a step by step how to use a Guymager, and I will continue as the step now. After we finish the acquiring image, now he will take a look at the details in the lower left corner of the screen. We can see the size image and info file, path name, and the extension, and the current speed, and the chosen hash calculation. As my friend Odi mentioned before, it was MD5 and SHA-1. Also see that the image verification is turned off. Now, we can see in the screenshot, once the acquisition process is complete, the color of the state button change from the blue to green, as we can see here. It was here blue, and now after finish, it become green. Indicate that the acquisition is finished. It will display finished, verified, and okay, as we can see in the screenshot here. And if verification option were selected, hash verification calculation area, the process bar also will display 100%, as we can see here. And now the acquiring image process, as we see, it's finished. Now we will look for the output of the acquiring image. The output file and info file can be founded on the root as we specified in the acquire image section earlier. As my friend Wadi mentioned before, we put it on the root directory. And now if you want to list the content, we can use the terminal by writing ls command, or we can browse it manually by opening the root file and check file there, which present information about the acquisition details. But as we see in the screenshot, we used here the ls command to list the acquired image of the Guymager for our flash USB we choose. And we can see here in the screenshot the output of the file. And here is the finish of this process of Guymager. Wadi, now you can end this presentation.
Thank you very much for listening for our presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. That will be everything about the Guymager tool. The sources were the only source we used was the script.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.